All right, I'm going to call this story Back to the Future.
It's a very original title.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is the starting line race photo from 1903. Look at car number 999 there in the middle. It's called the Torpedo, and it was an electric car driven by the Torpedo Kid, Walter Baker, owner of the Baker Motor Vehicle Company, which made electric cars. And I believe Jay Leno owns a Baker Electric that still runs to this day. So I'm not sure who won this race. Maybe someone out there who knows can comment below. It's from volume 8 of Road and Track magazine. So if you have that magazine, maybe you can find out. But I do know that a year earlier in 1902, Baker was in a race on Staten Island in New York with his first Torpedo, and he got it up to speeds on most accounts faster than any human had traveled at that time. Somewhere, we think, between 80 and 100 miles an hour. He lost control, I wonder why, and ended up killing 2 bystanders. He and his co-pilot were saved because they were wearing seat harnesses, which was actually a novelty back then. Needless to say, the Torpedo Kid lost that race, and he never held an official speed record. He retired racing in 1903 when his Torpedo again lost control during a race and went into another crowd. And I think he must have decided, all right, I'm tired of killing people.
Okay.
And I just wanted to point out, this is the true history of electric cars. Electric cars were the fastest cars 100 years ago, right, and they were destined to become the future, except they got sidelined in the late 1910s and 1920s when basically there wasn't enough juice at your house to charge these things. It would take days to charge an electric car, and so the infrastructure wasn't quite there yet.
And battery technology wasn't there.
Battery technology kind of sucked at the time, but I mean, it would have developed, and we probably would have amazing batteries today, except that gas car companies and fossil fuel companies pushed really hard to make their technology the winning technology, and they just basically blew electric off the map.
And history is written by the victors.
Right.
So the reason that you're like, wow, I didn't know that there was an electric car back in the early 1900s is because it got whitewashed. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The story that we want to tell is Henry Ford pioneered the automobile, even though there were automobiles well before Ford.
Yeah.
He was not the first guy to make a car. He was just the first guy to make a cheap car.
I just want to say, look how futuristic that car is over 100 years ago compared to all of its competitors. Electric cars were going to blow all of these out of the market, except we weren't able to work on them any further. And so all the best and brightest engineers of the time went into ice manufacturing instead of electric. And, I've got another story about that on Patreon bonus stories this week, which will explain that history happening all over again in the 1990s. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Mondays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below to head over to the Now You Know channel.